What's up, fight fans? Welcome to Mr. Mustache MMA News. Today, I want to discuss this Saturday's co-main event within the UFC, but before we get into it, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to continue getting more MMA content by yours truly and to help the channel grow. All right, guys, getting right into it, we got Rob Font taking on Kyler Phillips in the bantamweight division this Saturday's co-main event in the UFC. In a fight, man, where, Rob Font, he's lost 4 of his last 5, taking on Kyler Phillips, who's on a 3-fight winning streak. It shows what the UFC, what they think of Kyler right now and the position that Rob Font is kind of in. Kyler has the opportunity to go out there and get a victory over a really big name who's been in the top 5 of the bantamweight division for quite some time now. Big victories over guys like Cody Garbrandt, Marlon Moraes, Ricky Simon, Sergio Pettis. At one point, man, Rob Font was a problem in this division, and he almost was a victim of his own success. He went out there, found himself against Jose Aldo, Marlon Chito Vera, Corey Sandhagen, Davison Figueiredo. And the fight with Chito, right? He won every round except the last 20 seconds of each round. He was in the matrix, just his complete flow state, piecing up Chito, and then he just got crushed with a devastating shot by Chito at the end of each round, which would steal the round for Vera. It was weird. If you see the numbers on that fight, guys, look at the numbers for the Font and Vera fight. You on paper, you would think that Font won that fight, but even on the face, Font looked like he had the numbers that he threw on Chito, but Chito landed such devastating power on the few shots that he did land with him that it changed the whole outcome of the fight. Now, I don't think that Font's going to run into these same issues with a guy like Kyler Phillips, who relies on a lot of movement, fluidity, volume, a lot like Rob Font does, a lot of lateral movement. He fights really good off of his back foot, off of his side steps. He's looked really good beating guys like Pedro Munoz and Ronnie Barcelos. He's looked really fucking good. And, fighting out of the MMA lab, he's working with guys like O'Malley, Jared Cannonier, getting trained by guys like Tim Welch over there. He's working with Marcus. I have his face right here. But over at the MMA lab, you guys know who I'm talking about. He's had a phenomenal year so far within the UFC. Marcus, I apologize. I'm blanking on your last name, and I don't want to sit here and Google it. I don't want to lose track on this fight. But with what Kyler Phillips, he's working with a great team over at the MMA lab, and he has a big opportunity here to get a big win over a guy like Rob Font. And Rob Font, he's the ultimate veteran. He's not a gatekeeper by any means. Now, if you want to reach the top 5, yeah, I guess you could say he's a gatekeeper for the top 5 of the bantamweight division. But at 37, he might not be there anymore. But the fight that I kind of want to highlight is the one that he had with Adrian Yanez back in 2023 at UFC 287, where he's just listen, dude, there's levels to this. Yeah, I might have taken some losses recently, but I'm still at the top of my fucking game. And Rob Font is a consummate boxer. That New England cartel, at one point, man, those guys were a real problem, and they were coming to take over in the bantamweight and the featherweight division, him and Calvin Kattar. But things didn't really work out for them. They had their moment, but Rob Font, man, if he can turn back the clock like he did with Adrian Yanez and just dig his heels into the mat and just make Phillips pay, I think he's going to have to cut off the cage. He's going to have to go to the body. He's going to have to attack the legs of Kyler Phillips. It's just all about being able to land those shots and be accurate with those shots, because Phillips, he is the Matrix. That is his nickname, because he flows so well. His movement is so good. He's in, he's out. He's almost unhittable. He looks good. He looks like he's in the Matrix every time he's out there. So this is a big fight. I'm going to go with Kyler, mainly because this year in the UFC, this has been a massive changing of the guard, a big passing of the torch, so to speak. We're seeing this new crop of talent kind of come up within the UFC this year. We've seen a lot of older guys lose, and I wouldn't say older, but veterans lose. And I don't know, man, I just have a feeling that Kyler Phillips is going to go out there and get a decision victory over the veteran of Rob Font. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think of this fight. Love to hear your guys' thoughts. That's going to do it for today. Mr. Mustache, MMA News out. Let's fucking go fight, fans.